Hello, everyone. Welcome to Generation Red Flag, where we decode relationship red flags because we're basically fucked when it comes to dating. I went from a super unhealthy, toxic dating relationship cycle to getting off of that cycle, finding the love of my life, being in a happy, healthy relationship for 13 years, married for 9 of those years, and I am so happy and I want to show you guys how I did it. So future faking, what is it? Why do guys do it? Or why do girls do it? Because I'm telling you, I used to future fake too and I didn't even know it. This is one of the things that I want to tell people or point out to people is that you don't always have to know that you are the one doing a toxic behavior. I was a future faker and I didn't know it. Why did I future fake? I had a problem where I would get too into somebody in the first 2 weeks. It usually would happen in the first 2 weeks, and then by the 2 week mark, like almost like clockwork, I would be over the relationship. What would happen is I would meet a guy. I would often meet them online, and I would sort of like glorify them in my mind of who they were. Any holes in their personality that I didn't know about, I would fill with like my dream person subconsciously without even realizing it. So then when I would spend time with them, I would be like so excited to see them. I would future fake. So what that means is I would talk about things that would happen in the future for us. So I can't wait for you to meet my parents. I can't wait for you to come to my hometown and meet my friends. Or I would, sometimes it often would happen like this. You're telling a story about a place you went to, a bar, a restaurant, a band you saw. Then you make the comment, wouldn't it be so nice for us to do said thing together? This is future faking. Here's the problem. The person that is future faking you often isn't realizing that they're doing it. Or at least I didn't. I'm sure there are like playa people that just future fake the fuck out of you. By the second week, I would get to know the person better. They obviously weren't going to live up to these ridiculous expectations that I put upon them. And then just as quickly as I came into their life, I would exit their life, often ghosting them because I was too embarrassed to explain to them what had happened or what had changed in my mind, especially since sometimes I wouldn't even want to say it out loud myself. Ghosting was a really easy way to not have to like put an official period on that relationship where they're just sort of like floating in the wind and I could pick them back up whenever I really want to. Even if I can't, I think I can mentally. It's a lot more easy to digest as the ghoster to just stop replying. How can you avoid and spot a fucking future faker like I used to be? A fucking future faker. Right off the bat, pump your brakes self. Like I would come in not always hot. In my brain I was fucking hot. I mean like coming in hot. But I wouldn't always verbalize it, but there would be clues. And also, I could get clues back from the person. So, for example, if I made a comment too early, like, oh, I'd love to take you to my home. I keep almost saying my hometown. I'd love to take you to my hometown one day. I'd love for you to meet my parents. Don't just automatically be flattered by the fact that they are being so open and doing what seems to be healthy relationship things. This is something that I would subconsciously do at times because I wanted to be in a healthy relationship, and these were things that in a healthy relationship I would ideally want to be doing, but it was too early to be thinking about that far into the relationship. So if you've only been dating a number of days or weeks and the person is talking about going to very expensive trips or just trips in general, like think about like the intensity and length of time you'd be together. So it could be like a lake or a cottage. It doesn't necessarily have to be expensive, but maybe every time they go for a week and a half, and like that's a big commitment sort of thing at the beginning of a relationship. So just keep all of those factors and all of those things in mind. The obvious things like marriage, trips, events, anything that takes time, length, and money. Another way to spot this is fluctuating interest, which is something that I would also be notorious for. And this wouldn't be a conscious thing. I genuinely would have interest in the person one day, and then literally I feel like it was something like my own problem where my brain would like find one thing to repulse me about the person, and I would just have this like visceral reaction inside me where it wasn't even up to me, even if I wanted to, where it was just like abort, abort, abort. So it might like genuinely on Saturday they can mean what they're saying, and then by Thursday they don't mean what they're saying anymore. Why do smart people fall for it, like you? Because it's what we want to hear in that moment. And especially if you like somebody, when they start giving you little Easter eggs of like, there is a possible future for us together, anybody that hasn't watched this video is going to be thinking, well, why would they be saying that if that wasn't true? And then start daydreaming yourself and getting excited about like, yeah, going to Italy would be fucking awesome. And you start daydreaming yourself. Like, I feel like me and my like drunk boyfriend would do this a lot in high school. He was older than me. But it's like, we can't even fucking get it together to like buy a concert ticket, but yet we're gonna go on like these crazy trips or whatever. Like, please. But I wanted to imagine that I wanted to know that he wanted to have a future with me. So when he would say stuff like that to me, it would feel good. The end. Felt good to hear. How do you protect yourself from this in the future? Watch patterns. Listen to what the friends and other people say. So if you meet them at like a party and something and they're like, oh, this guy's the crazy drunk guy, but he hasn't shown you that side of himself yet, like believe what people are telling you, especially if it's like a bunch of people that know this person are saying the same thing. Pay attention to actions way more than words. So for example, that reference I gave about that drunk boyfriend that I had, he couldn't even keep his paychecks together enough to do basic things like go on dates, but yet we were gonna have this like elaborate future together. And really pay attention to the way people behave, spend their money, and act, because that really is who they are, not the future that they're selling. Because they might be selling that future to themselves at the same time. It might not just be about you. It might be that they want to believe that these things are going to happen in the future. Maybe not even with you, but that they want to go to Italy one day. But again, if you are too fucked up to like and wasting all your money and like or gambling or whatever it is, you're too irresponsible, or like it's not on your priority list enough to do it, the smaller thing, what makes you think you're going to be able to do the bigger thing? So be cautious, take everything with a grain of salt, especially in the beginning. See what people do way more than what people say. And somebody can promise you 57 things or the best, most amazing night of your life, but if they don't actually show up and pull it off, it's literally meaningless. I mean, accidents do happen the odd time, but there are people where it's a pattern over and over again. You deserve honesty and a true connection, not just empty daydreams about the future. Thank you for watching Generation Red Flag, where relationship red flags are decoded.